Orbital insertion completed. Navigational feedback checks out. We're in the right place.
This world is off limits. You were advised to jump to safe harbor immediately. Let me check my logs. Alright, you can proceed. We'll let them know you're on your way down.
Landing initiated. Watch for flaring.
So this is London. I've heard the stories, but I've never seen it with my own eyes.
You! Inside the barriers! Double time! You with the Xeno unit? You're heading to command. Far end of the compound.
I'm hoping there was a good reason that was locked.
I pride myself on knowing everyone on this world, and I don't know you. You're with the collection team then, I presume. Either that, or you're one deeply unlucky trespasser. Vanguard, eh? Brief said you were an eclectic group. You must have really then this must be the rest of your out.
Commander Hatum,
No need for introductions, Major Simon. Dr. Walker, your reputations precede you. As does the urgency of your mission, so I'll get to it. Now, Londinium is one of the most dangerous places in the Milky Way. It's with good reason my soldiers and I do everything we can. Terramorphs are omnipresent, and the structural damage left behind when Major Sinan's father bombed its spaceport has turned large swathes of the metropolis. As such, we'll be providing you all with gear, information, and uploading municipal unlock codes to your road, except one. Once you're on the other side of those barriers, you will be on your own. If you get into... Do we understand each other? We'll do our best. I'll leave you to your preparations then. You can find your equipment in our armory, and I do believe there's someone waiting for you there. Now, once you're outside the base, it's my personal suggestion you make a beeline to the nearby Aceles plant, though I can't guarantee it won't contain any. I hope you all find what you're looking. Robot, you're coming with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Commander. Percival, you all set to hook into their comms tower?
Should only take a few minutes. Let's get this done and get the hell out of here.
Percival will be scanning the city for our samples from here. When he finds one, he'll transmit the coordinates to us out in the... All right. Head over to the armory and gear up. Once you're done, we'll meet by the entrance to the city.
Transfers complete. Those codes will allow you to temporarily restore power to my...
If you're overloaded, we should stop and prioritize what we're carrying.
Howdy.
Can't chat right now.
Hey.
Don't go into the city much. Never for long. Too risky. Word of advice while you're out there.
You match our description. The Vanguard captain? The cabinet wanted you to have some. Make sure you had the best tools for the task at hand.
All set on your gear? Are you ready to... That's damn right we are. Come on. Kaiser? Percival, everything green on your ends?
I am ready.
Personal comm should be routed through Kaiser now. You copy that?
Roger, routed.
Loud.
Oh, here.
Kaiser, kick it off.
Unlock code transmitted. You may open the gate when ready.
All right. On our way into the city. Percival, where are we heading?
Running the first sweep. Got one. A Sealy's. Not far. Old shipping yard just past the processing plant. Gene samples are probably in one of the containers.
What? That creature. It's dominated. Must be a force nearby keeping it under its sway. Let's put it down.
Detection event ready.
Clean him up.
Combat procedures activated. Safety's off.
No sign of remorse, though.
Your shipping yard's just beyond the processing plant. Cache with some goodies is towards the rear of the facility.
Kaiser, we close enough for you to dial in the location of those samples from here?
Yes, they're faint, but I'm detecting multiple valid signatures. I have restored power to the containers.
Jackpot! Get down there and collect as many as you can.
That last click is so satisfying, isn't it?
a good use for this.
Now I've lost my appetite.
Samples collected.
All right. Now hand those over to Kaiser, and let's get out of here.
Samples secure.
Nice work. Now, earlier scan picked up a valid terramorph sample, but, well, it's in the spaceport. And the quick route there looks like it got blasted when the port did.
There are steam tunnels under the city, which will allow us to access the spaceport.
What do you... That's right. Kaiser, how did you know that?
I am not sure.
Percival, you see any better option?
Not from where I'm standing.
We've got our answer.
Access unlocked. We may proceed.
got to be something less valuable you can drop.
Kaiser, this flora, this is Lazarus plant, isn't it?
Confirmed.
No one even realized it was a living thing until someone got it under a microscope and saw it had cells. Can't be cultivated anywhere but Londinian. Real marvel. These leeches. What's keeping you things warm? What's that? My God, look at it. A Lazarus in bloom. You know, we might be some of the only. What's happening? Captain, you seen this? Are terramorphs.
What? No. It can't be true. Heat leeches are everywhere. They live everywhere. That means terramorphs. Oh my God.
You just saw that, right? You would tell me if I was losing my... That heat leech became a terramorph. The pests that have snuck onto every planet are heat leeches hide out in ships, sneak away after landing, and then, with time, they We just found out how terrible... That I don't have an answer for right now. But if they share a genome, like most nymphs and adults do, the microbe should have no problem. The Aciles we'll have to look into. But given what we know about the creatures, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to find... Pretty major is right. But if what we just saw, if that's possible... The Lazarus plant. It's clearly an accelerant for the terramorph. But that means, if anyone knew about this, you could sneak a leech into a city, or even multiple leeches, into a... Good God. The attack on New Atlantis, could someone have set that up? But first, you'd have to know the truth about all this.
Well, we're never gonna know if you don't catch that thing. Get after it!
We may proceed.
Go!
Take a look at that sample.
Beginning analysis. It is a match. This suggests with high certainty that the Lazarus plant was used to trigger the attacks on both planets.
There's no way a plant this rare, this fragile, just shows up here, New Atlantis, and Tau Ceti. The transformations on those worlds, they must have been triggered by human hands. Captain, do you understand what it is we just stumbled on here? Exactly. Someone saw the Lazarus plant and realized the ends it could be put...
A bioweapon no one would recognize as one. Oh, that's a terror.
Sort of thing that'll keep you up at night. And the sort of thing whoever did this makes some sense, actually. Tau Ceti was likely their first test. Someplace remote where no one would question a few settlers going missing. Ensure the big show, the attack on New Atlantis, would be a success. And the timing of that one, it couldn't have been just luck that it happened right when we were asking the cabinet to do something. These attacks, I think someone planned. It can't. At least, I didn't think it could. But maybe if we're... A plant this rare showing up unbidden on 2 different UC planets. But it doesn't answer any of the big questions. Who could pull something like this off?
Let's save the discussion for when you all aren't standing in the universe's closest equivalent to Hell. If we're gonna do anything to prevent more Terramorph attacks, human cause or otherwise...
Roger that. Kaiser, get us into the spaceport?
The entrance is this way. provide sufficient power to the lock mechanism.
Anyone got ideas where we could get some extra juice?
Local power looks like it was controlled in the security office. Upper floor.
Captain and I can scout it out. Kaiser, see if you can't find another way to get it open.
Roger that. I have restored power to the office entrance. You may proceed.
There's the control panel. Still looks operable. Of all the things to survive.
Reactivated. Error. Control system reboot required.
And we do that. Ah, Captain. I think I see it.
Reboot engaged. Running diagnostic. Diagnostic complete. Multiple systems unavailable. Warning. Priority safety concern detected. Exterior hatch power restored.
Back in business.
Warning. Emergency recorder message detected. Transcription process engaged. Playback initiated.
Admiral Sanon, we need to make the evacuation request.
That's my father he's addressing. He was here? Didn't think he'd have the guts to look those soldiers in the eye before blowing this place to pieces.
Admiral!
It just transformed. An invisible weapon. No planet will be safe. Colonel, the troops that closed off the sewers after my evaluation, they're all in this facility.
Other than our casualties? Yes, sir.
Good. Get them into defensive positions around the spaceport. No one leaves. I'll send ships as soon as possible.
Thank God. None of us wanted to go down swarmed by those things.
That won't be your fate, Colonel. You have my word.
Transcription complete. Physical copy available.
An invisible weapon. He knew about the Lazarus plant. Grab that recording. We should talk. Victus. He destroyed this place. Killed these people to... He saw the potential of the plant as a weapon and hid it away. He killed those people. Condemned.
Oh, you make it sound like a miscalculation, when in reality it was an unmitigated disaster. And look where we are now. Oh, some secret.
A calculated loss. These soldiers for the rest of the galaxy. That sounds exactly like what my father would do. But it doesn't, it can't justify slaughter. But I guess that's just another part of his sick legacy now. He thought he was protecting us all, taking the secret to his grave. Only he didn't succeed. Now someone else knows about the Lazarus plant, and... Right. Settled systems are counting on us.
What can I help? Can I help? Maybe another time.
Kaiser, try it now.
Guys, your sample, it moved. I'd be real careful out there if I were you.
That doesn't sound good. Eyes peeled. Good. Now just stash that sample with Kaiser and we're done.
Final sample secure.
All wrapped up. Time to get the hell out of here. Percival, you should unplug and find somewhere we can talk. Privately.
On it. See you soon. Got pretty frantic on the comms towards the end there. But it sounded like this was a success. Got everything we need to put this plan in motion. Ah, best place for them. Now, my connection might have gotten a bit fuzzy there, but do I have it right that Faye Victus knew about this damn plan?
That's what it sounded like.
Guess the old Admiral must have told someone what he learned. Even he's not clever enough to pull off an attack like that from the great beyond. That's putting it lightly.
But it's clear someone knows about the plant and realized what ends it could be put to. Captain, we need to get these samples back to the lab and verify we'll be able to handle cleaning up the leeches as well as the terramorphs. But in the interim, do you think you could look into what we uncovered? See if you can turn up any information on who might have committed the attacks?
If it were me, I'd start at the scene of the crime. New Atlantis.
Thank you, Captain. Once you finish your investigation, we'll meet you outside the cabinet chambers. They're gonna want to hear this. Take care of yourself. No telling who might be involved.
The samples are preserved.
Crew accounted for. We're ready to depart.
We have liftoff. Retros firing. Orbit stabilized.
That's you again. You're advised to leave this orbit immediately. The United Colonies will not be held responsible for any harm you suffer by proceeding. Tolomon 2 is a biological exclusion zone. Nothing down there, but best course of action is to leave. Critical mission. Oh, you're fine. We'll send word you're on your way down.
Smooth jump. Nice work.
You are entering the United Colonies base. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned. All right, we're done. You're cleared to land at New Atlantis.
Anything you need to offload? Trade authorities always buy. Kiosk right here for you.
By the way, Captain, Sergeant
You'll be
Yumi was...
scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving. Okay, no bounty. You're clear.
Yes?
surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, did you find what you were looking? I haven't been to Londinian in many years. Why? Now, what in the heavens would make you claim... That's quite the claim, Captain. I hate to think what would happen if such a... Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us. Of course. Do I look like I'm in any position to do what you're So I'd very much appreciate your agreement to not share what you found. We wouldn't want any... You know, you're far more clever. You want to hear the words, then. I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti, New Atlantis, Maidu. Years of coordination between my associate and I. Figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen out. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thought. All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you... You couldn't be more right. The attacks. When I discovered the plant, but we were at war. And I couldn't risk information, so I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing and sealing away knowledge of the plant's potential. These were the final days of the colony war, Captain. The Freestar Collective. I was concerned that if word got out, the Collective could swoop down, start breeding Lazarus plants, and just like what was happening on Londinian at that very moment. It was the only option that made sense of it. Easy to say now, but in that moment, I wasn't about to add another dangerous variable to an all. But then, as the war ended, my trial, my execution, I made it. And what did I get in return? Was there any effort by the youth? No. We were sacrificed when all we did was serve. So I kept what I'd learned and arranged the attacks to set things right. I become a trusted advisor, having found Kaiser, and cement my new position of influence when I hand them the name of the dear departed Dr. Reginald Orlays, the associate who aided me all these years, and whom I always slated. What luck he was stopped dead before he could hurt anyone else. His decades on the run brought... Can't remember the many lives you've taken. The man I had to eliminate to hide my secret. It wasn't easy. But the beauty of being loathed, they wanted to pretend I didn't exist. Still, establishing a back channel to Orlays via the UC recovery teams was... They believed they were luring in wanted criminals, but were in fact delivering precisely encoded, dropped off at just the right moments to fall into the proper hands. Slow work. There are no heroes without a villain. I simply arranged the opportunity for us to overcome one. And we all benefit. It's why I had Orlays reprogram Kaiser. Had that old machine guide you to where I found the plant all those years ago. And look at the results. I know for a fact the cabinet isn't that preferable to languishing away in obscurity. Running job with only the vague hopes of perhaps earning the right to buy a home in the well someday. You're being honored only because I arranged the situations where it could. And let's not forget the importance of our eliminating the terramorphs, securing knowledge of the Lazarus plant. I'm simply requesting one more life be protected. Mine. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlays' role in the attacks to the cabinet, leaving out my own involvement. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the cabinet. Tell them that it was Orlays, after all. I do still have a long list of threats to the UC. This needn't be the end of our good works together. And how many have you killed to get where you are now? There are no great works that don't cost lives, Captain. So we sacrificed a few dozen in the attacks to possibly protect millions. I only hope you'll see the same. Hunting down criminals and other threats to the United Colonies. I expect they'll give me a bit more free range once this... You would help me, like you did with Orlays. Track them down and keep them from doing harm to the United Colonies. Impossible, though, if the cabinet learns I'm... Well, I do hope you'll keep the larger...
Authorized personnel only.
You've got something for me? Time to go?
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the acyles are both as effective against...
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off our worlds.
Considering what the Lazarus plant is capable of, I don't think we can deal with those things fast. I already sent along info to the cabinet to get them up to speed. So what about your end? Did you find anything? Any leads on who might have committed the attacks? Do what you have to. We'll be here. So, did you turn up any?
That seems unlikely, considering he's been dust for about 20 years.
I'm sure the captain just misspoke. Right? If you said my father was still alive and using terramorphs as weapons, I might think it's time for a psych eval. So we just misheard you. Victus isn't coming back to wreak any more havoc at this point. So did you find anything on who actually did it?
Orlays? Reginald Orlays? He did this? I didn't think he was still... Oh yeah. Both worked for UC Defense Research way back when. Had a mean eye for weapons tech. And a meaner temper. But finding out he's taken up mass murder in the year...
I don't know much about Orlays, but anyone with a sick mind like that needs to be tried for his crimes, and then dealt with appropriately.
That's some impressive work. So then give us the rundown. Where's Orlays now? Were you able to bring him in? I'm sorry to hear that. Those sorts of missions, or any idea why he might have done it? Or what he was... I can't imagine the amount of work it took to deploy the Lazarus plant off-world. Strange to go to all that trouble.
Well, the man knew how to hold a grudge. I wouldn't be shocked if this was him getting back.
I guess. Well, at least he won't be able to hurt anybody else now. Might be the best we could ask for, given the circumstance. So I guess there's nothing else to do but get this all in front of the cabinet. Unless there were... This might be our last opportunity to talk things through before the cab... Then here we go.
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second one I just received, it seems the Terramorph attack on New Atlantis. Is what I'm reading here true?
My God.
An attack? Using Terramorphs? How?
You will all receive a full briefing once. So then, is what the second report claims correct? Did Reginald Orlays commit these attacks, Captain?
You want me to... Well, we believe that report to be correct, ma'am. Reginald Orlays.
Reginald Orlays? Wasn't there a report he'd been killed recently?
Body was found floating around Etheria. Report mentioned you were sent to try and bring him in, Captain. I guess that didn't go according to plan.
Ah, yes. I was told about your mission, and who ordered it. Well, it appears you were ahead. This report contains definitive evidence Orlays triggered the attacks via this Lazarus plant the Captain and Major Sanan uncovered.
Simply harrowing.
Indeed. Though it would have been preferable for him to have finally faced the UC's justice, it seems both of you are to be commended for ensuring he was dealt with. You have our thanks. Now, with our villain unmasked, we can attend to the other matters. With the threads you've brought together here, the Lazarus plant, the three of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But it now, as such, The cabinet will be securing the Lazarus plant on Londinian. All materials...
A sound decision, Madam President.
Well, luckily the natural hostility of Londinian makes keeping out trespassers relatively easy. But we'll ensure its growth is contained, that access to the plant is only permitted via highly regulated clearances. We're already discussing the elimination of one species, Captain. Explain to me why you wish to eliminate another. I'm not sure I like what you're suggesting. The UC's only plan, though, I won't discount that perhaps your proposal could get us closer to that goal.
Yes, absolutely. The UC has to be as transparent as possible from now on. Otherwise, we could be risking a second.
That is an idea with some merit to it. Decrease the likelihood of anything like...
Two birds with a single stone. Very well. We'll include the... Thank you for the suggestion, Captain. So then, to our final... The Cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the Terramorph, and now also Heat Leech presence on human world. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all UC ports and settlements for undiscovered nests. The project we're embarking on will be a long and difficult one. So our first step...
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk. The Aceles are the safer...
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, perhaps? The technology behind the microbe is solved science, Madam. Using it to wipe out the Terramorphs would be the quickest path to protecting humanity.
And fast results always lead to the best outcomes, don't they?
As you can see, there remains debate among the Cabinet. Major?
We've had a few discussions, but our group is similarly split. Only the Captain has yet to weigh in.
I see. Captain, I know this may not be your area of expertise, but we'd like... I believe we have a responsibility to do something, yes. Heavens forbid, it falls to us to enact. Please, ask.
I can feel this one. While intimidating creatures, certainly, Aceles are docile unless provoked. They're honestly closer to oversized mobile scanners than deadly predators. The concern is that, while all proposed methods will be long-term efforts, the Aceles are the slowest. Slow to breed, slow. We do everything we could to accelerate that process, including mustering some of our... But if we do elect to use this method, we'll be doing things at the pace of a megafauna, which is not an expedient. Infinitesimally low.
But not zero.
The chance of a starship landing on you as you sit here isn't zero. Yet you still attended. Personally, my fear isn't mutation, but Terramorphs developing a resistance. But that's something our group can continue to address if we decide to take this approach, as I believe we should.
This won't work without them.
Exactly right, ma'am. The Interstellar Affairs Office has already begun reaching out to worlds throughout, informing them of the risks we're all facing, and that the UC has a plan. Thus far, the response has been... Fear of sudden attacks has proven us. And we expect to encounter some intransigence, but...
The responsibilities will be spread across multiple branches of the UC. Research and day-to-day administration will be handled by a new group under the Science Division. All diplomatic concerns and coordination will fall to Chief Yassine and Interstellar Affairs. But most of the actual on-the-ground work... Very well. Then did you have a preference?
I'm in full agreement. No need be delving into unpredictable sciences.
Here's hoping they'll be kept on a short leash.
That, madam, is most certainly the plan.
Order, please. And Major Sinan? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. We'll begin the process. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division. As befits such a group, the Cabinet wanted to display it. Today, we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens to...
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah.
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the United Colonies, or done great things. Class 1s enjoy an ample credit disbursement, an additional reduction on the... And I'm told the penthouse is rather impressive. You all have earned it. Now, there's much to be done. Major Sinan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to...
We'd be honored, ma'am.
And as a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, I believe you, Captain. Speak to your commander. Tuala, if I recall correctly. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward. On behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our sincere... This meeting is adjourned.
I'm listening. Okay.
The fewer people there are. I hope you're not here to report something. If you are, it means you've seen far too much. They've got you doing grunt work, Captain. Hardly the reward I'd expect for saving the city from a terramorph. Admirable. I bet qualities like that are precisely why you... But I'm sure stopping a terramorph invasion didn't hurt. In any case, let me fill you in. We have a dead drop that we think... So I'd like someone from UC Security to handle... Take the package back to Sergeant Yumi, and he'll check it in as evidence before... Take the NAT to the spaceport. There should be a Galbank 8. The package is taped under one of the benches. Just the usual reports from agents in the field on... Right now, the information isn't as... Good luck with the mission.
Well, well, I've got to say, this is a first. I've never had a Class 1 citizen in my ranks before. No need to thank me. You brought the... I've already gone ahead and processed your Class 1 benefits. All UC goods and services should now have a thanks for... And the credits should be in your account now. But to get into your penthouse, you'll have to pay a visit to the Aphelion Realty office. They should be able to grant you access. Just out the front door and across the plaza, by the embassies. Look for the Aphelion sign. Higher-ups wanted to make sure you know how much they appreciate what you've done. But, with all that squared, it's time to get you a newest. There are your standard Vanguard missions, putting those pilot skills to use defending. Or you could help the TMD in cleaning up terramorphs. Oh, and I got a request from Dr. Walker. Wanted your help collecting biological samples to keep an eye out for any of those missions called to you? Of course. You've earned some R&R.
Teachers of this science, said he, promised.
About taking my spouse to enhance for their birthday. They took me
Just look at it.
For years, Allied armies have been the premier supplier.
Wow.
Enhance is here for
difference.
you, no matter your needs.
It's me. Right, but isn't it going to confuse him?
Conheço bem essa cidade. É uma cidade enorme e tal. E tá aí a imobiliária. Tem imobiliária. Tô junto da Sarah Morgan. E aí você tem que achar essa Aphelion. Não foi muito difícil de encontrar, porque agora eu já conheço bem essa cidade. É uma cidade enorme e tal. E tá aí a imobiliária.
recognize you. I'll be mysterious.
Jerry is by far the best
I can't believe the UC just wrote us off.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm always ready to make a deal. Well, well, if it isn't the United Colony's newest Class 1 citizen. You've made quite a name for yourself. In fact, the higher-ups want to thank you for your dedicated service by giving you what... It's a premium penthouse at the top of Mercury Tower.
What do you say? It'll just take a second to get you registered as the owner.
Great! You're in for a real treat. It's one of my favorite apartments in the city. Okay, you're all set. Your new home's located in Mercury Tower in the residential district. You'll love the place. It has a gorgeous floor plan and an unbeatable view of the city. Now that you're an owner, I'm sure I'll be seeing...
I'm so excited to see Tony out. Nice day for a picnic.
Definitely better than the last in this.
might actually need that later, you know. Something you need? I'd be happy to carry a few things. So long.
Yeah? Seems like the Crimson Fleet is everywhere these days, spreading like a virus through settled systems. They like to set up shop in old facilities.
The scan is perfect.